Breaking right now, a hero goes home. Lansdowne police officer David Shaza was released from the hospital late this afternoon. He is one of two officers who were shot in East Lansdowne yesterday while responding to reports of a child shot at a home on Lewis Avenue. The home was torched after the shooting with 6 people inside. It is Thursday afternoon. I'm Sarah Bloomquist.
And I'm Gray Hall in for Brian. The big story on Action News is the breaking developments in yesterday's shooting and fire in East Lansdowne.
Today, we learned from a family member who tells us all 6 people inside the home were killed, including 3 children. They've been identified as the Lay family. We're told multiple generations live there in the house.
And this is some video of that home on Lewis Avenue. Still a very active scene today. This just 24 hours after authorities were first called to that location.
We have crews working this story from every angle. Action News reporter Maggie Kent is standing by at Penn Presbyterian Hospital with an update on the injured officers. Chad Pradelli spoke with a woman who identified herself as the mother of the suspected shooter. But we begin our coverage with Caroline Goggin, who's on the scene in East Lansdowne with the latest on the ongoing investigation. Caroline.
Well, Sarah and Gray, as you mentioned, this is an active crime scene at this hour. It's been a really difficult one for crews to navigate. I want to give you a look at that scene right now here at 4 o'clock. Crews tell us the search continues for the remains of the people they fear are dead, and the DA tells us that the search could take some time.
It's going to take hours, it might even take days.
A recovery operation is currently underway in this Delaware County neighborhood. Crews spent part of the morning working to ensure this East Lansdowne home was stable enough to begin their search.
There's like 6 feet of water in the basement. The walls could collapse at any time, and there's still hot spots burning.
Investigators are looking for answers after a dramatic scene played out late yesterday afternoon. Just before 4 o'clock, police say there was a call for a shooting at 58 Lewis Avenue.
A call went out from our 911 center that an 11-year-old girl had been shot.
When police arrived on scene, the DA says a suspect opened fire. Sources say they believe the shooter was firing from the 3rd floor when the officers were struck. 2 officers, one from Lansdowne, the other from East Lansdowne, were shot and dragged out of danger by Upper Darby police.
Our officers, numerous officers responded, got ballistic shields, and were able to go onto that street, drag those officers out.
The officers who were rushed to the hospital are expected to be okay. About 15 minutes after they were shot, officials say someone set the home on fire. The DA says the Lay family lived inside this home.
There are at least 3 adults and 3 children who are unaccounted for and that we fear were in the home at the time of the shooting and the subsequent fire.
A family member tells us those 6 people are dead, and we have now learned 2 of their bodies have been recovered.
We're still at the stage of trying to get into the house bit by bit and recover bodies and evidence.
The DA tells us in addition to finding remains here on the scene this afternoon, they also recovered a rifle on this scene. Now, because they've deemed this scene unsafe, they're doing everything they can to make sure the police officers who are working here are being as careful as possible. As for how exactly yesterday's fire started, that is still under investigation. We're live in East Lansdowne. I'm Caroline Goggin, Channel 6 Action News. Gray.
Okay, Caroline, thanks for the update. We switch now live to Action News reporter Chad Pradelli, who today spoke with the mother of the alleged shooter. We've learned that she was actually inside the home when that violence erupted. Chad, live for us there in East Lansdowne with the story. Chad, we can only imagine what that mother had to share with you.
Grace, she survived, but sadly, most of her family did not. Still, she had the strength to speak to us. Chin Lay is alive, but still reeling from the mass shooting in her home in East Lansdowne yesterday.
Oh my God, I'm very sad. I'm very sad. Okay, that's why I try to help her.
Through her doctor, who translated for us, she walked us through the harrowing final moments of her loved ones. She says her 43-year-old son, Kun Lay, was arguing with his 13-year-old niece, Nikayla Lay, in an upstairs bedroom when she says she heard her son was going to get a gun.
Suddenly, he used a gun.
Exactly how many victims were shot is unclear, and cause of death will be determined by an autopsy. She says she and her husband escaped out the front door, but she says her other son, Sung, his wife Brittany, and their 3 children, 13-year-old Nikayla, 10-year-old Xavier, and 17-year-old Natayla, all are presumed to have died in the home. Crews spent the day trying to recover the bodies.
I asked her, does your son have any medical problem, any mental problem before? She said no. He did marry before and he divorced.
Chin Lei says her husband called 911. When police responded, they encountered heavy gunfire. Why Kun Lei and his niece were arguing is unclear. She says they didn't have a history of arguments, and her son did not have any medical or mental illnesses of which she was aware.
Very happy family, and suddenly something happened like that one.
And the mother tells me she fled Vietnam here to the United States in 1981 and lived in this area for over 4 decades. Now, it's believed the 3 children went to schools in the William Penn School District. The district released a statement saying that it's still gathering information and providing counseling to other students. And in some late breaking news, just moments ago, we're told a 3rd body was pulled from the rubble. Live in East Lansdowne, Chad Perdelli, Channel 6 Action News. Sarah?
Yeah, just such a tragedy, Chad. Thank you.